Hello, this is Eyewitness Report. On this edition of the program, we'll bring you more updates on the reconstruction of the Kara-Opik axis of the Lagos-Ibadan expressway, as officials of the Federal Ministry of Works meet with the Lagos State government to brainstorm on how to ease the gridlock being experienced by motorists. The program will also highlight a fire incident at the Balogun market in Lagos State. Stay tuned for these and more. Welcome to the program. I am Yomi Otaigbe. Some traders at the popular Balogun market in Lagos Island are still counting their losses after a shopping plaza was gutted by fire, leaving one person dead and destroying goods worth millions of naira. We followed up on eyewitness footages to bring details of the incident.
Another horrific fire outbreak at the ever-busy Balogun market in Lagos Island. This time, it's a plaza on Bajumo Street with about 580 shops. The topmost floor of the building is mostly affected.
When the fire incident started, I was not around. I was also on my way to the market when I saw the smoke all over the sky. So when I got to my place of business, I saw people gathered. They said that the plaza caught fire. The cause of the fire was still unknown to me. So I tried going to the back to verify, to find out what actually caused the fire. But I was not able to record to get any clear information about the fire incident. Now, after they finished offing the fire, before you knew it, the fire started again, and we don't know. We saw the fire service here. They were all around trying to quench the fire, but there was no space. There was no space enough for them. Even at the back where the fire was much, there was no space for them to come in. So it was only one of the vehicles that was there, and they tried quenching the fire, but I don't know. I later left the scene and went to my shop. Before you know it, the next 20 minutes, I saw people shouting. So when I came out, I saw that the fire has got up again.
About 580 shops are involved. The first 5-story building, we have about 350 shops, while the other building had about 230 shops, including the Union Bank. We met the traders, the executive of the two buildings. They made the revelation. One person recovered dead and 7 people injured. So far so good. We cannot say the specific, but the executive told us in the 5-story building there was a sand that came up there, and mostly the paint floor is always stockpiled with generator. So whatever happened there, we don't know. Further investigation will reveal the cause.
As firefighters struggle to contain the fire, some traders are left devastated. Other shop owners engaged the services of porters to move their valuables to safety.
This fire incident that is recurring in Lagos, we don't really understand. It's getting much every given day, and it's becoming unbearable. Why I said it's becoming unbearable is that, like if you see this 32 Balogun Plaza, we have over 400 shops here. And over 400 shops, you talk about 400 people. And if you know how many people those 400 people are feeding, you know what has happened here. Are you getting me? And this is a fire incident that started since 9 o'clock from this 6th floor. If there is response in time, I believe this thing wouldn't have gotten to this extent. Because if you see it is a disaster. I don't even know where we are going to start. I don't even know. Because some of us has 3, 4, 5, 6 shops in this very place. Some of us have our warehouse here. The way the fire is going is spreading like a harmattan fire. So as it's spreading like a harmattan fire, if you put 1 or 2 together, you will know that maybe something is wrong somewhere. Are you getting me? As if something that is fuel, and is just moving and moving. This is not just an ordinary fire. If it is an ordinary fire, even the effort that the plaza management has done would have quenched the fire that morning. Are you getting me? But it is just moving from 6th floor to 7th floor, from 7th floor to 5th floor to 4th to 3rd, and almost the other side of the back has collapsed. This side is about to collapse. Brother, I don't know, but it's okay. We will not die. We will move forward.
Also shops?
Yeah, I have shops here, not even just shops. No, some of us actually have insurance security, and some didn't have. So many is going to suffer it anyway.
First respondents and security agencies give accounts of their intervention.
Our team has been around since like 9 a.m. since the incident started. And so far we have attended to about 9 casualties. Though there has not been any serious casualties, majorly wound and fainting. And most of those casualties were either advised to go to the hospital, or we took some to the hospital ourselves. The general hospital at Akpogbo and Ajeni Fuja, the private hospital. And we are still on ground. Peradventure there's any emergency or there's need to attend to any casualty.
I heard 1 person died.
No, we don't have information of any deaths. We have an unconscious casualty that we refer to the hospital. And before we left, there has been sign of recovery before we left the hospital.
Around 10, that's about 9:46 this morning, we were alerted at the Central Business District, Lagos State, the enforcement unit, that we have a fire outbreak on Balogun. So we had to rush down to the scene. Getting here, we find out that it's a terrible fire outbreak at 32 Balogun, a building tag at 32 Balogun. So to cut the long story short, we tried to rescue 15, about 4 victims were rescued to General Hospital Odon, Lagos-Ibadan here, while we treat about 5 injured persons on the spot. Presently, we'll be consulting the doctor in charge of people that were rescued to the General Hospital, and we are made to understand that we have stable treatment. They were responding to treatment.
After a few hours of firefighting, a mild drama ensues at the arrival of a caterpillar set for demolition of the burnt building. Shop owners seem not to be pleased with the idea.
But to my greatest surprise, my people had to call me now. And you can see at my back that they want to pull the building down. You want to pull a building where people still have goods. Like me, I have goods over 100 million. And you said you want to pull it down. Who does that? And I've told him, except you want to tell me that it's political motivated. If it is not, the fire has gone down. All you need to do is to keep fighting to make sure that there is no more damage. This is 7th-story building. The 7th, the 6th is gone. We know. But from the 5th till down, people's goods are inside. Nobody has carried these goods. And you bring an elevator that you want to, or excavator that you want to put the whole building down with people's goods. And I said, no. Do you know what he told me? Can you call your boys under 5 minutes and take your goods? I said, Mr. Man, what are you talking? Do you know how much goods I have there that I will take under 5 minutes? Please, pulling this place down is not the solution. And I stand and I had to say it anywhere. I know very well that my life may be on danger, but I don't care. I don't care. This is my source of livelihood. I've been in Lagos for the past 30-something years. In this Balogun market, we have seen things worse than this. But we have taken it. We are not going to fight anybody. We are not going to quarrel anybody. It is an incident. But trying now to point at us and tell us that you want to pull the building down with our goods inside. Bros, who does that?
Yeah, I want to say here that this decision to pull the building down is hasty. And from every angle, any way you look at it, it looks like somebody somewhere is behind it. And we should also consider that there are people that live on, their livelihood is from this building. This is here they trade, this is here they get their livelihood. And for you to decide to pull the building down because there's fire incident that burned to the fifth floor, and the ground floor and the other ones are still intact, it's a hasty one. We should consider that this is affecting people's life. When we're doing this, we should know that people's life depends on certain things they are doing. And we cannot go thieving. We cannot be begging. We must be engaged. And we are contributing meaningfully to the economic activities of this state. So we need to be considered. Let them put out the caterpillar. And if at all they want to do something, let the building go integrity test for them to ascertain that the building cannot stay there. They cannot come down and just within 5 minutes and say they're pulling the building down. That is hasty.
At the time of filing this report, the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained.
In the past, we have been here about 3 times to mobilize and sensitize the traders. One, about 3 major things. The need for them to buy into insurance of their wares and shops. Secondly, nomination of number of people to be trained as fire marshals or emergency marshals, any type of emergencies, so that we will train them free of charge. We met their union, various union on each street, but till now, that's almost a year, more than a year now. They are not responding. Secondly, we advise them that since they can generate much fund, why can't they drill a fire hydrant in specific locations so that fire service moving in and out to look for water before when fire incident happens, none of them are complied with, or they didn't adhere to some of this advice. So these are some of the things we will still employ the traders to look into, while the government is also doing its own.
The fire outbreak on a 5-story building is the latest of a series of fire incidents in some markets across Lagos. It's the second incident in March 2023 after the Akere Auto Spare Parts Market in Ajegule was razed down in the first week of the month.
Welcome back. The Federal Ministry of Works and the Lagos State government have been meeting to find ways to accelerate the reconstruction of the Lagos-Ibadan expressway. A recent meeting between officials of the federal and state agencies comes amidst growing concerns about what road users call the slow pace of work and the discomfort being experienced by motorists plying the Kara-Opik axis.
The reality of whatever is being said about driving through the busiest arterial road in Nigeria is best represented in these images, especially around the boundary between Lagos and Ogun State. For some weeks, unending and counting minutes of gridlock have grown into several hours, owing to the reconstruction of the Lagos-Ibadan expressway, which has moved into the metropolis. Somehow, somewhere at no particular time, you'll get a taste of the gridlock, whether you're coming into Lagos or going out of Lagos. The commuter experience is quite unpleasant.
I've been on this road for almost an hour now. It's very bad. We hope they can tidy things up and finish it on time so that we can enjoy this road.
This suffering is too much. Too much. Not much. Because everywhere, I don't understand this government.
In the wake of complaints about the delay of the reconstruction and increasing gridlock, officials of the Ministry of Works and the heads of traffic management agencies in Lagos inspect sections of the project. Not pleased with the pace of work on the Lagos end of the Lagos-Ibadan expressway, officials of the Lagos State government engaged the contractors and supervising federal agency to understand the challenges and factors stalling the completion of the project.
We have 4 lanes from toll gate, let's say 7 up, all the way to Kara. You have divided the 4 lanes to 2 lanes, so you're walking on 2 lanes at any particular time, and you have given 2 lanes to Lagosians, despite the volume of traffic coming from Lagos. That's correct. You're walking at 3 points simultaneously. You're walking at toll gate, 7 up, you're walking at Bega, and you're walking at Opix. Simultaneously, right? Okay. And so, in a situation where you have a breakdown, it's very difficult for you to get there as quickly as possible, depending on where the breakdown happens. Now, unfortunately, at Opix, a lot of people are turning into the estate, okay? And there's construction going on there. You've given us 2 lanes, but 1 has been taken by those going into Opix Estate or the Opix City, whatever you want to call it. So technically speaking, you have left Lagosians with 1 lane left. And so that tailback and the demand is what you see go to Ojota, locks up the ring, and then the whole of Lagos shuts down. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that I'm sure there's a way in which you can walk at 1 location at a time and not at 3 locations simultaneously. It's an argument I'll put across to you, or it's an argument that you're not buying. And I understand why it might be difficult, because you've opened up the road. How can you prioritize Opix and get out of Opix maybe within a week or 2 weeks, etc.? So we know that, okay, we're facing it, because that's the key point. And then move to Bega as well as Tollgate. That's what we want to understand. Working at those 3 points simultaneously, I don't know when you're going to finish. Lagosians don't have information as to what is happening. And so people panic. Downfall drivers or commercial buses who are trying to make a living, maybe, going to and fro 3 times a day, can only do it once a day. They have to pay for their vehicles, so they panic, they take longer. They need to understand when you're going to finish. They need to understand, and we have said that give us 3 lanes rather than 2 lanes. So that when there's a breakdown, we have 2 lanes where we can navigate rather than 1 lane, or even no lane, depending on where the trailer breaks down. These are traffic management measures that we want you to go back and look at to see how we can continuously make traffic flow along that stretch. Right now, once there is a breakdown, forget it.
Nobody can, if there is ambulance or emergency services, nobody can move on that road. And it's almost like thrice in a week it would occur. Sometimes we get it right with the enforcement, then you have respite for that 1 day or 2. But generally, 60% of the time within a week, it's in this state. We need to sit down. We need to be objective with ourselves. Yes, time, we are pressured with time. We want to deliver. But even in delivering, there's a way to do this. Please, I want you to go back. Do not hesitate to be able to tell your principals the situation on ground. It is really very critical. Lagosians are complaining. It's almost a gridlock. Unfortunately, we have 2 major construction work going on in Lagos, and you have added 3.
We're targeting completing the major work in May. The only thing that can make it possible for us is for the contractor to work. If we don't do that now, the project is going to extend to another year or years. I want us to recall that before the commencement of the repairs, people were sleeping on that road because the road was so bad. Around Mowe, Ibafo, Shagamu, people were sleeping on the road. People were being attacked. Today, all those areas have been constructed. People run smoothly there. Nobody sleeps there anymore. We purposely left the section of Lagos knowing that it's the most critical area. And we're looking at the 2 ways to it. We can do it in such a way that it will last a lot longer. And we can do it in such a way that it will take a very short time. The effect of the 2 are different. We just need to choose which way we want to do it. Now, some things are being brought up. I want to promise that I'm taking those things back so that it will be looked at more critically for us to arrive at better situations to manage the construction. It's not going to bring any profit to the people to stop these constructions. We're not going to stop, but we're going to, like the SS said, try to put human face at all times so that we do not want situations that will result into people losing their lives when we're trying to provide infrastructures for them.
It's been over 7 years since the federal government put boots on ground to reconstruct the Lagos-Ibadan expressway. Now at the home stretch, which many describe as stretching to a breaking point, clearly efficiency, effectiveness and tact is required to help reduce the agony and the loss of man-hours.
You can be a part of the program by using your mobile device to capture unique moments of activities and developments within your neighborhood, and then follow the instructions to upload the pictures and videos on the Eyewitness section of the Channels TV mobile app. The app can be downloaded from online stores. Remember to provide personal details that will enable us reach out to you as we follow up to develop your story. Thank you for watching. That's where we draw the curtains on this episode of the program. I am Yomi Otaibu.